I never knew how amazingly annoying drunk people were until I wasn't one of them. This is one of those revelations that, given some time in sobriety, you will come upon, and it'll cause you to think maybe a couple of different thoughts. One of the things I did notice as I got deeper into my stint of sobriety, I'm at 10 plus years now. I'd say maybe a couple of years into it when I really got, was kind of comfortable being in all kinds of settings, being around alcohol, around drunk people, and not really, and able to deal with my cravings in a healthy way. One of the things I did notice was just how irritating drunk people can be. And for those who know me will probably chuckle when they see me saying this, because I definitely have been on the giving end of that, right? In my alcoholism, I've definitely been the consummate drunk jerk, whether it was at a party, at a gathering, at a place where I started off sober. And then as the night went on, I descended into drunkenness and jerkdom, if you will. And when you're, living a life of consistent sobriety, after a while, you really start to notice it. You start to see the difference, and you realize that you weren't as cool as you probably thought you were at the time, right? I remember a couple of nights. I know one in particular where I think it was some kind of party where I got real faded. And the next day I was talking to friends about it, and I was, talking about, oh yeah, it was a good time and all of this. And a couple of my friends were like, man, you really were showing your butt. Basically they were like, you were kind of a dick. You were kind of a jerk. You know what I'm saying? That night. And so they didn't have as much fun as I thought I remembered having, right? And that's what happens when you get drunk. You think everything, you lose your inhibitions, you lose your cares. And so you don't really realize just how annoying you can be. And when you realize this, being around, especially when you're sober and you're around a majority of people that are inebriated, it definitely gives you a revelation. It should help you to appreciate your newfound sobriety and the power that you now have over your life and yourself. When you see these things, and it will, like I said, you have a couple thoughts. One is like, thank God that's not me. And then you start thinking about when it was you, and you start going, oh, wow, this is how I really looked. This is how I really sounded. This is how I really smelled. Like, oh my gosh. And you realize, inebriated people around you, 9 times out of 10, they have no clue how bad they look. All right. And now that you have a clue about how bad you looked back then, let that motivate you to stay sober and to stay from the potential of that ever happening again, right? If nothing else, you can learn from that, right? You can learn. And now, I guess it's kind of a gift and a curse with the whole social media and the camera phones thing. I was, I guess, a little fortunate enough to where my drunken acts were, this was before every cell phone had a camera. So a lot of that stuff didn't get documented. But, nowadays, if you relapse now and go back, ain't no telling, no matter where you're at. It could be a stranger or a friend that'll put you, you'll get to see exactly how bad you look the next day on IG or YouTube or wherever, right? So, these are some of the things you want to think about. Just let it motivate you to live a life of sobriety to where you never have to worry about the potential of looking that bad ever again. Forgive yourself for the past. Don't dwell on it, but be mindful of it and move forward to a more healthier, satisfying life in sobriety. All right. So I just wanted to put that in your mind next time you're out and about, or maybe, if you've had some years, you can think about that day when you had that revelation, like, wow, this is really how bad drunk people look, right? So just giving you something to think about. Maybe you can share this with somebody as a little hint. You know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, I hope it fills you up. I hope it gives you something to think about. And until next time, peace.